Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Cory, and that is the 2023 Chevy Colorado work truck. That is the entry level to Chevy's entry truck. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a quick tour of this one, show you why it's so special. Stay tuned. All right, Gearheads, welcome to Chevy Colorado Week. We are starting off with this base level work truck. We also have a Trail Boss and a Z71 coming later this week, so be sure and subscribe for those. But I do want to say a huge thank you to my friend Franklin over at Peltier Chevrolet here in Tyler, Texas. If you want to make this exact truck yours, go hit up Franklin, tell him Cory from GT Garage Talk sent you. But let's get into this one exactly. What is under the hood? So base model work truck trims of the Colorado do get the same 2.7 liter turbo as in all other trims of the Colorado truck. The thing is, the base version of it has a few, we'll say less expensive parts. Therefore, its power is rated at 237 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque. This one, though, has the Turbo Plus engine, which is the mid-grade engine. So it's got all the same components as the ZR2 version of the engine, or the Z71, or the Trail Boss. It's got all the same essential components. And as this one sits, it makes 310 horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque. You can take this exact engine to a Chevrolet dealership, much like Peltier Chevrolet here in Tyler, and you can get them to flash it to get you that 430 pound-feet of torque of the ZR2 version. So yes, this isn't the base engine that comes in a Colorado work truck. This one was optioned up from the factory, and then, like I said, you can take it to your local Chevrolet dealership and get them to flash it to give you that maximum 430 pound-feet of torque. So this really is a good value in the engine department. And while we're talking about the engine, this same 2.7 liter engine has been serving duty in the Silverado for a few years now. So bigger vehicle and has more miles on it, because we've even tested a 4-cylinder Turbo Plus Silverado here on the channel from Peltier Chevrolet. So this engine's been around. It's not brand new to this truck, and we're just anxious to see it in a smaller, lighter truck than the Silverado. Closing the hood from the front here, this almost looks like the Trail Boss version that we have already tested, with the video forthcoming here on the channel, because you get the same front bumper, front grille, front everything as the off-road rated Trail Boss. You just don't get the increased ride height or the wider track of the Trail Boss. So all plastic up here, all black plastic. This is the work truck, after all. That's how Chevy has labeled it. It is the work truck. So this is going to be your fleet special. This is going to be your ABC Auto Parts or any of your other auto parts stores around your town. This is going to be the truck that they spec out more often than not. And I would pay for that additional boost in the engine to get that mid-tier turbo engine. Whether or not you take it to go get flashed, well, that's up to you. But you can see here we have incandescent headlights, incandescent turn signals, very old school technology up front here. No fog lamps, but we do have tow hooks down underneath. Let's get a little bit closer. I will show you. Yes, real honest to goodness tow hooks on this little Chevy Colorado. As we pull around to the side, you can see we've got 17-inch steel wheels. Yes, Steelies live on. There are some people that love them. There are some people that hate them. I am in the love them camp. And there's just something very classic about this truck. A mid-size white truck, black trim, steel wheels. It really works for me. Why don't we go ahead and pull in a little bit closer. These are Goodyear Wrangler tires. They're Territory HT. They are 255/65 or 17-inch rubber wrapped around these silver steel wheels. I like it. You can see there is a disc brake back there behind the Steely. So we've got disc brakes on this one. And then coming around to the profile, you can see The wheelbase has been stretched because they moved that front axle forward for better approach and departure off-road. Doesn't really translate to cabin space. We'll get more into that here in a little bit. We've done several walk-around videos. I do want to get into the driving impressions more than anything, but look, this truck's so new, they still haven't taken all the plastic off of it. We get black plastic door handles, we get black painted mirror caps. Again, it's a work truck, nothing fancy, nothing really too special about this, but man, really do like those steel wheels. This one is a 4x4, so we do get the 4x4 badge on this large display area that the designers built into the bed back here in the back, so I like that. And then we get standard taillights back here, incandescent taillights. So I do believe even the Trail Boss version that I've driven had more upscale taillights than this. I really liked the Z71's taillights for sure. We still get the side step corner bumper back here in the back. It's big enough for 1 foot. I know we recently saw the 2024 Ford Ranger. Ford has taken a play out of Chevy's book, but one-upped it just a little bit. Instead of doing a bumper step, they are doing a bedside step that's big enough for 2 feet. So that's something that is coming to the 2024 Ford Ranger. And coming around to the back, we do have backup sensors on this one. And yes, the government mandated backup camera. So still getting a lot of really good safety tech back here in the back. Black painted bumper, again, kind of like that Trail Boss. And then Chevrolet stamped in the tailgate. This is not a damped tailgate, it just drops on you, but it is fairly lightweight. It can be lifted with one hand. We do get a plastic liner inside here, no spray embed liner in this one. Again, keeping those costs down, but you can see all the tie downs that we have and all the places for auxiliary rails to be hooked up in this one. Go ahead and close it. Before we hop inside, I do want to show you the key, typical Chevy truck key, very familiar to anyone who's driven a modern Chevy. It is a proximity key for push button start with lock and unlock and a panic button here on the back. I don't know of any way, there are no buttons here like Chevy does on their others, so it's not proximity passive entry, but you can unlock it from the key fob and then get inside. Before we hop inside, I do want to show you the door panel. We have power door locks, we have power windows, power mirrors, lots of power controls in this. We got a little storage right there, a little bit of storage right here, and a bottle storage down here. So Chevy's really been stepping it up with their interior storage game as of late, and it shows in some of their modern products. Very much appreciate that. Coming around to the interior, we do have the cloth seats, very reminiscent of other trims. They are kind of like a denim material. I do believe these are going to hold up well. I like that it's not just solid black. It's really 2 shades of dark gray that give a nice contrast. And then we're going to go ahead and pop in, close the door, push the power button, fire that little 2.7 liter 4-cylinder up, and we'll work our way from the driver's side to the passenger side over here. So over my left knee, we have our trailer brake controls down here, but this one does have the trailer package, and our brightness control for the gauge cluster. Up here, we have a fully digital gauge cluster. Now the ZR2 trim will get a full gauge cluster in this entire screen here, but this is like an 8-inch unit that is in most trims of this truck. You do not get analog gauges in any trim of the new Colorado, so something to note there. But you can adjust exactly what it looks like by tapping this button here on the steering wheel. You can see you've got your trip information, audio information. You can go very simplistic, or you can have it as a more traditional dial. You can see this does have lane alert, lane keep alert. It does have cruise control. It's got a lot of safety tech in it for a truck that starts at 32. This one stickers, well, let's go ahead and pull the window sticker out and show you. So starting at 32.5, this one stickers for 37,430, which to me, I'm just showing my age. I bought my first brand new Chevy in 2007. It was a Silverado. It had so many more options than this, and a 5.3 V8, and I paid just about that much. So That's how much times have changed. But you can see all the things on here. We have that Turbo Plus engine for $1,050, the trailering package for $945, the safety package with the rear blind zone and cross traffic, $505. Heated outside mirrors are included in that. And then the work truck convenience package includes a rear sliding window, remote locking tailgate, rear window defroster, and cruise control. Full-size spare. So there you go, $37,430 for this truck. And we'll bring you back to our tour across the dash. So a little bit of controls. We do have the controls on the back for tuning and volume. Really like this steering wheel. It's not leather wrapped, but it's a nice steering wheel all the way around. Coming over to the infotainment screen, you get this large infotainment screen, and you can see here, that is where you control your headlights. I had them on earlier, but yes, you can just turn them to auto, never worry about it. We had the rear window lockout turned on, auto high beams, park assist, different things like that. This one does have a backup camera, no 360 camera in this particular one. You can also get to that by shifting the mechanical gear selector into reverse, and that turns that rear camera on. Single zone climate controls up here. A nice array of buttons up here. It's not too much. Once you get used to where they are, it'll be really easy to adapt to. Very low mounted air vents down here. Perhaps my only knock of this overall design is these feel very low. We get a couple toggle type switches for your lane keep, your auto start stop, and your hazards. USB-A, USB-C. We do get this camo style pattern that is echoed from the doors. It is rubberized and will keep change and stuff from rattling up here. If we had a more upscale version, that's where the Qi wireless charger would be. This one is 4-wheel drive. We have 2 high, 4 high, or auto with trailer mode. And I already mentioned the 8-speed automatic. This is an upgraded unit over the previous generation. Materials in here are hard plastics. I mean, it is a work truck. It does a good job as far as style, and I'm not too worried about its longevity. 2 cup holders here, again, with that rubber-like material inside. A nice spot to hold your phone, so I guess you can put your 14 Pro Max right there if you're not going to store it up here. So multiple different places to store that. Nice center console here with a lid that stays where you put it. It just doesn't flop down. We've got a little removable center storage here with more of that camo pattern in there. So nice deep well. There is a little bit of power in there as well. And then our glove box, not damped. You can see just drops down, but it is a work truck yet again. Standard rear view mirror, you get your lights up here, nothing too fancy or special. As far as space in here, I am 5'10". I've been able to find my perfect driving position. This is a tilt, but not telescoping steering wheel, so once you get the right position for everything, you're going to want to leave it there. No power adjustments on this one. This is a fully manual seat. But let's go ahead, we'll pop out here, make sure the doors are unlocked, because I did lock myself in with a child lock here in the back just a little while ago, and I'll show you the back seat. Go ahead, push all my gear over, because this is a 60/40 split bench folding rear seat that requires 2 hands to do. There is a little lever right here. You can see this is where all your jack and tire changing tools are underneath the seat. All this hard plastic does not give you much of a load floor, so if you need to load stuff in this, you're probably best to do it with the seat folded down. Gone is the fold flat rear seat of the previous generation. Ford is proud that they do offer a fold down rear seat. And then these straps right here are for child seat anchors and tethers. But let's get in behind myself at 5'10" and see what it's like sitting in the back. So pretty good legroom here. My knees are just barely touching the back of the front seat. I mean, it is, there we go. Let's sit more upright, Corey. It is a pretty good, it's a small truck. I'm also driving a Ford Maverick, which, yes, I know is a size class below this, but the back seat is far more tight in the Maverick than it is here. In the back, we are not forgotten about. We do have 2 air vents. We've got cup holders on the back of the center console. No power to speak of underneath. No fold-down armrest or anything like that. And as far as headroom, pretty good headroom back here. I'm not uncomfortable. I'm riding in the back of a work truck. This is about what you would expect. But now, let's get back behind that steering wheel and see what this thing is like to drive. All right, putting the 8-speed into drive, setting off in the Chevy work truck, Colorado. Really am excited about this. I saw this on the lot at Peltier Chevrolet here in Tyler, Texas. I called up Franklin. I said, dude, can I film it? I'm weird. The things I get excited about in this job, just pray for me, people. But this really is a very exciting truck because it's not all that stripped down. Yes, we've got about $5,000 in options on this one, taking it from $32,000 to $37,000. But in today's market, you're getting a lot for that money. You've got the fully digital infotainment here, Google-based system that is really nice. You get a fully digital gauge cluster here in front of you as well. And then you get that stout 300 horsepower Turbo 4 that setting off, let's see. That's not bad acceleration. And so far in my short time driving and testing this, a lot of people have talked about the 8-speed from the previous generation. This has been heavily modified from that. It is not an all-new design, but they've worked out the kinks. So far, I've been very impressed with this powertrain. I've had no complaints. It's got the right amount of power. It's not too heavy. It's not too thirsty, which I'm looking at the fuel numbers right here, 17, 21, 19 on the window sticker. So it will drink some fuel, yes, but it is still a truck, a very capable truck that Chevy tuned for power and towing. Now, speaking of towing, the Colorado can tow up to 7,700 pounds, which is pretty stout in this segment. You just have to check how you configure yours. That base engine that this one luckily does not have will not tow that much, but I bet you if you flashed this one, you can get 7,700 pretty much as this one is spec'd, 4-wheel drive. Fairly light on the options. All right, so let's talk about the ride quality of this one. I've taken this around town on some less than favorable roads, explored both city streets and some beat up, torn up roads, and this thing rides very well. This is not a very harsh truck-like ride. This is actually a very comfortably riding pickup truck. And again, going back to the price point at $37,000, it's a nice vehicle. It could be used as a family vehicle. I've got a 5-year-old who may or may not track sand everywhere he goes. This would be a very good pickup truck for us, for him, because it's the right size. It's not too big. I foresee these being found a lot more in urban environments than a Silverado. Maybe not down here in Texas, because look, F-150, Silverado, F-250, I'm surrounded in full-size pickup trucks. They are the family vehicle of Texas, but I see this being a big hit with people who want a pickup truck, want functionality, but don't want something as large as full-size trucks have gotten here lately. Overall, yes, the ride on this is good. Power delivery is good. Everything about this is really good. I'm struggling to find things to really critique on it. All around, it is a solid platform that truly does impress. The fuel economy could be a little bit better. Am I upset that they moved the headlight switch? A little, but in all honesty, I'm probably never going to touch it outside of having it in automatic. I just want to know that I can. So that doesn't bother me too much. This has a stout powertrain, a good transmission, all the way around. It's a good truck. Me personally, I'm more excited about the Z71 I've got coming for you later this week, and a little off-road action in the Trail Boss in between those two. This is a really good truck. I've been impressed with it. Back in my days when I used to clean swimming pools, I could absolutely see this being used in my work, my overall workflow. This is a good pickup truck. It's very easy to hop in, just know where everything is, get in it, and go. Home run, Chevy. Home run. Again, if you want to make this truck yours, or if you are in the East Texas area, go see Franklin at Peltier Chevrolet here in Tyler, Texas. I'll put a link to their website down in the description below. Tell them Cory from GT Garage Talk sent you. And yeah, get yourself in a new pickup truck. Really like this Colorado. I was so excited that he had this available for me to film in it for you today. Again, if you want to see more from us, be sure and hit that subscribe button, follow button, ring the bell, like, comment, subscribe, all those things to let the algorithm know to show you more content from us, including those forthcoming videos on the Trail Boss and the Z71. Let me know down in the comments which trim, which spec you would go for out of all the new trims here on the 2023 Chevy Colorado. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, all the things at GT Garage Talk, or head on over to gtgaragetalk.com where you'll find links to all we do. You can read more details about this pickup truck, things I couldn't think of off the top of my head while driving around in city traffic. While only having this for less than an hour today, I really hope Chevy sends me another one soon, but I have a feeling it won't be the work truck trim. That is all for me. Until next time, gearheads. Bye.